With Client Mojo, and I'm going to show you how I like to get dogs to enjoy the crate. So there's lots and lots of crate games and ideas you can get off the internet, from YouTube, from other trainers, whatever. They're nothing really new. They're just different variations of games to kind of get your dog to have positive associations with the crate. Now, you can use a wire crate or you can use a travel crate. I don't like using the soft crates because the dogs can kind of get their nails and stuff stuck onto it, and that doesn't define the space. So when I have a dog that's crate trained, I want them to not go past this initial barrier. So if the door's open, they know not to come out unless they're released to come out. And so that can be tricky if you have a soft crate because they can lie their feet down and their feet can come out of it and it's flush with the ground. And so it doesn't really define the space as much as you want when you're trying to initially train the dog on it. So the first game that I'm going to kind of go over is really, it's just about in and out. You're just kind of going in the crate and out of the crate, in the crate and out of the crate. And I do this with puppies from a very, very young age. So as soon as you bring your puppy home, this is what you should be doing. Mojo is, I believe, 5 months old now. So he's already crate trained. He loves the crate because he has positive associations with the crate. He gets, when he comes here, he gets fed in the crate. And so this is not seen as anything negative whatsoever because he's been set up for success from day one, okay? So his owners have done a great job on continuing that so that they're continuing to see improvement and moving forward. Now, in the beginning, I like to toss the treat as far back into the crate as I can, but sometimes if the dog is nervous, you might need to initially just get them to touch the crate with the treat. Come close to the crate with the treat. And then maybe go into the beginning of the crate, of the entrance of the crate, so that they start to have something positive about it, not being nervous about going into the tunnel-like crate, right? Same thing happens, can happen with the wire crate, except it's wider space and it's more open. So you can also drop the kibble or the treats from the top of the crate and it goes into the crate and it's kind of raining dog treats on the dog and it keeps them busy and occupied while they're eating that kind of stuff, right? So you can see that he has no negative connotations to the crate whatsoever. So once the dog is going in and out of the crate really well and it's consistent, then I'll toss the treats as far back into the crate as possible, okay? So again, I just toss the treat far back in. Now, you'll notice that I'm on the opposite side that the crate opens. So this crate opens to the right. So I've got the treat in my right hand and I'm tossing the food in. So the crate opens to the right. I have the treats in my right hand. Again, I'm just going to toss them in. Not going to say anything because I want the dog to do the behavior I want before I'm naming it anything, okay? I just want positive associations. I want the dog to be enthusiastic and fun because they're spending time with me and they're learning something, okay? So again, as far back in the crate as possible, okay? Hello. As far back in as possible. Mojo loved this because he loves food. As far back in as possible. Now, again, when the dog is starting to do that on a regular basis, the next step is as soon as I toss this in, I'm going to then try to get the dog to break coming out of the crate, okay? So again, going in, break, and going in, break, again, going in, break, going in, break. And you're just looking for their nose to come out to kind of give you an indicator. You don't have to be right over here staring in there. You can kind of see them heading towards there. You just want to be fairly quick getting them to come out, okay? Now, when they're doing that quite readily and quite happily, now I can start naming it, okay? So I'm now going to start naming it. I'm going to toss the food in. Crate, break, crate, break. Go ahead. Crate, break, crate, break. Now what I'm going to start doing is once the dog is doing that comfortably, now I'm going to actually close the crate door and let the dog sit there for a minute and not come out until they're calm. Okay, so this is one thing that we're working on with him, is he gets very enthusiastic about the food dish or about me releasing him from the crate. And what I've had to do is wait for him to be calm before he's allowed to come out of the crate so that we can have good behavior and good habits forming moving forward. So now I'm going to let him know I have the treat. I'm going to toss it in the crate. I'm going to close the door. And I'm going to wait a second. As long as he's calm and he sits. Now he's sitting. When he sits and he's calm, he's going to be allowed to come out. Break. Good. Crate. So again, close the door. Wait for him to be calm. I would like him to sit. This is where you have to kind of peek in. They're not allowed to come out. So see how he's doing that? We're just going to wait him out. Now he's sitting. Break. Good boy. Good. Crate. So again, close the door. Is he sitting? No, he's standing. So again, we're going to wait patiently for him to sit. Now he's sitting. Good. Break. Okay, so it's just a very simple 3-step process to get your dog to love the crate. Another really good way that I get all the dogs that I train to love the crate is do these crate games, but also feed your dog in the crate. So they get breakfast, lunch, and dinner in this crate. You put them in, you put the food in, you close the door, you walk away. Now, if a dog is a little bit stressed in the beginning, don't worry, they can miss a meal or two. It's okay, nothing bad is going to happen. They will eat when they're hungry, okay? Common sense tells you that. Now, I'm talking about regular, everyday, average dogs, okay? This is the greatest way to kind of get dogs to love the crate and enjoy the crate. It also teaches them the early impulses, so that impulse control to bolt out the door. Well, that's valuable not only for the crate, but also for your front door or sliding door or wherever you go. It kind of gets them to do a momentary pause and takes that calm energy with them and teaches them good manners and good habits, okay? So hopefully that helps you with your crate training. There's those 3 phases of in and out, going in the crate, out of the crate, closing the crate door, getting them to break, and having that momentary pause.